Hello students, let us start with the next part. We are going to discuss about naming or nomenclature of enzymes. Most commonly, enzymes end with the suffix ase. The common name for an enzyme is usually derived from the substrate. For example, if urea is the substrate, the A in the urea, it is replaced by ASE and the enzyme comes to be urease. Or if the substrate is lactose, then the suffix ase is added replacing OSE and the enzyme acting on the substrate lactose is lactase. For example, sucrase acts on sucrose, protease acts on proteins, nuclease acts on nucleic acids, lipase acts on lipids, maltase acts on maltose sugar. So they are derived from their substrate by changing the suffix by changing E to ASE or OSE to ASE. The second method of naming enzymes is enzymes are named for the substrate and the reaction that they are catalyzing. According to International Code of every enzyme ends with ASE. This is the first rule. And second, it consists of two names such that the first name will indicate the substrate on which the enzyme is acting and the second name will indicate the nature of the reaction it is catalyzing. For example, lactate dehydrogenase, also called as lactic acid dehydrogenase. So it acts on lactic acid or lactate. So this lactate is the substrate and it what is the function? It removes hydrogen, dehydrogenase. This enzyme is basically present in all our cells, converting glucose and providing us with energy. Lactate dehydrogenase. Second example is pyruvate decarboxylase. So here it acts on the substrate pyruvate or pyruvic acid, and what function it is carrying out? It is removing carbon dioxide. Pyruvate or pyruvic acid is a 3 carbon compound. When one more carbon dioxide is removed, one more carbon is removed, it is converted to a 2 carbon compound called as acetyl coenzyme A. You might have studied this during the link reaction in respiration, where pyruvic acid converts itself into acetyl coenzyme A and then enters into the Krebs cycle. So pyruvate decarboxylase. Third example is glutamate pyruvate transaminase. Look at the name, it will explain what work this enzyme is doing. Glutamate is the substrate. There is transaminase, it is transferring, this enzyme is transferring amino group from glutamate to pyruvate. Therefore, it is called as glutamate pyruvate transaminase. What is the function? Transfer of amino group takes place from which substrate? Glutamate or glutamic acid to another, that is usually pyruvic acid. So this is glutamate pyruvate transaminase. So depending upon the substrate it is acting upon and depending upon what function it is carrying out, the name is given. Sometimes there is no direct relationship to the substrate or the reaction or the work it is carrying out. For example, catalase. Catalase is an enzyme usually found in peroxisomes where it breaks down H2O2, hydrogen peroxide, to release oxygen. So this name is not related to substrate, neither it is related to what work it is doing. Another example is pepsin, which is secreted by our gastric glands in our stomach, which helps in digestion of proteins. The name is just given. Trypsin, chymotrypsin, both these enzymes are found in our small intestine, which will break down the peptones into simpler peptides or amino acids. So there is no relation to the substrate they are acting or the kind of reaction they are doing. Or ptyalin, which is found in our salivary gland, which converts the starch in our food to simple disaccharide sugars, maltose sugar. So these enzymes, catalase, pepsin, trypsin, chymotrypsin, ptyalin, they do not have any relationship to the substrate for their naming or what type of reaction they are carrying out. Sometimes the enzymes are named depending upon the source from which they are obtained. For example, papain. Papain is an enzyme which is obtained from papaya. Or bromelain. It is obtained from a member of Bromelaceae family, that is pineapple family. So bromelain is an enzyme named depending upon Bromelaceae family. So students, I hope you have understood the nomenclature of enzymes. In next video, we'll discuss about classification of enzymes. Very, very important topic. Thank you.